Lap car Mike Alexander, Tommy Houston, Rick Mast, Rodney Howard, and Ken Bouchard.
And they all saw the white flag. They realized this is the last lap. If you're going to pass, it's got to be now or never.
Well, Earnhardt can just about cash the check as he comes off turn number 4. Back to the start-finish line. Checkered flag. Dale Earnhardt wins the Protect-A-Liner 200. Jack Ingram finishes in second. And it looks like third will go to Tommy Houston, with Rick Mast taking 4th, Rodney Howard 5th, 6th to Ken Bouchard, and Brad Teague will be the 7th place car. One Winston Cup competition, 3 wins in this division coming into today.
And a victory today would be 2 wins in a row for Morgan Shepherd. 2 races, 2 wins. He comes off the 4th corner.
Checkered flag. Morgan Shepherd wins it. And Jarrett is slowing down out of turn number 2. Jarrett's car is slow down the back straightaway. He's limping up to turn number 3. Here comes Larry Pearson. Pearson will go around him and take the 2nd spot. He may not make it to the flag. He's way down on the inside of the racetrack. There's Mike Porter going fast. Porter gets 3rd. Charlie Luck behind the pit wall. Here is Jarrett, and he coasts across the line. I'll bet he's out of gas.
I didn't see any smoke at all come out of the car when he slowed down. I bet he is out of fuel.
Number 2 moving to the inside of Benny Curley in car number 71. Now Waltrip moving into turn number 3. Waltrip now 1 turn away from victory in this Grand National race. Here he is off of the 4th corner. Darrell Waltrip from Franklin, Tennessee wins the Dixie Cup 200 Grand National race here at Darlington International Raceway. Now we watch this battle between Brad Teague and Tommy Houston. Here they come off the corner, and Teague once again with an outstanding performance finishes in 6th spot. There's the winner, Darrell Waltrip. 2nd was Dale Earnhardt. 3rd was Brett Bodine. 4th was the number 69 of Rick Wilson. And in 5th spot was Davey Allison. Stevie Waltrip is happy. I'm sure Darrell is too. We will, of course, be talking with him in victory lane in just a moment.
As Bertha, it has won him an awful lot of races, and today it will win him 1 more race at Dover, as Darrell Waltrip will win his 2nd straight Dover 200 on the Dover Downs International Speedway. And there you see the checkered flag for Darrell Waltrip with a wave to the crowd. There's your 2nd place finisher, Jack Ingram, leading Brett Bodine in 3rd. So it is Waltrip, Ingram, and Bodine in the top 3 positions in the Dover 200. There's the happy crew of Waltrip's Budweiser team. Wife Stevie sitting in the chair, timing and scoring laps as she often does for Darrell, both here on the Grand National circuit and on the Winston Cup circuit.
Into turn number 3, Brett Bodine brings it off corner number 4, and Brett Bodine wins the Tri-Cities Pontiac 200 with Dale Earnhardt 2nd, Darrell Waltrip 3rd. 4th position is a good battle. Back straight away again. He is at least a 10-second lead over the 2nd place car of Darrell Waltrip. Heads it into turn 3, and Tommy Houston will pull his car down, and and still try to take a checkered flag. Here comes Earnhardt out of turn 4, and Earnhardt will just kind of coast home to a victory as the checkered flag is out, and Dale Earnhardt has won the All-Pro Auto Parts 300 here in Charlotte. Darrell Waltrip will finish second. Larry Pearson will finish third. And it looks like Brett Bodine has got the best of Davey Allison as they head through turn 4. Here they come. Allison comes down low, and Allison gets that car sideways. He's going to go spinning along the front straightaway. Allison trying to maintain control of that car. He does. And Brett Bodine finishing 7th. But boy, did the crowd finally get something to yell about here in this race today.
And Davey Allison did one heck of a job to keep that car from coming. He spins the car back around, gets it fired. He must come down pit road and come by the start-finish line, which will be extended across pit road. And now the checkered flag still waving for Davey Allison. What a heck of a job in driving he did to keep that car out of the pit wall.
I haven't seen a car run that well in a long, long time.
Personal pride for Morgan Shepherd, something he built himself. Brought here to the racetrack, comes home a winner with Davey Allison in second, Jarrett third, Pearson fourth, Brett Bodine fifth, Jimmy Hensley sixth. Will be going to victory lane after these messages. Morgan Shepherd's number 77 pulls into victory.
Burst of speed here. It's going to be Dale Earnhardt.
Bodine going up into fourth. Story is for the lead. Dale Earnhardt is there, trying to win it for the second time. Collecting $25,000 in lap money. And Elliott's car, he gave it everything going into number 3. The car scoots high. Now Elliott closes as they come out of turn number 4. It's Elliott closing. He's pulling up. They're coming for the tri-oval. It's only 1,800 feet out of turn 4 to the line. At the line it is Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt knocks it down. Earnhardt wins his second clash as closing at the final moments was Bill Elliott. We'll be back in just a moment here at the Clash of '86. From the in-car camera, you may see Jeff Bodine win the Daytona 500. You may be riding with him. He's in the back straightaway. What a sensation, Ned.
That's his fuel gauge. His fuel gauge is the one on the right. See that little gauge that's flickering on the right-hand side of the dashboard of the F100? I'm sure that's probably his fuel gauge, pressure gauge, which at the moment doesn't seem to see it flickering there.
It is definitely flickering when it goes into the turn.
And it goes into the turn. He's getting mighty close. See the needle's going down now.
You're riding down for the finish. Checkered flag is out, and you are with Jeff Bodine as he wins the 1986 Daytona 500. Bodine has done it. CBS camera on board. The Rick Hendrick Racing Stable out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Jeff Bodine from Chemung, New York, has won the Daytona 500. At halftime of the NBA game, we'll be back with you to interview Jeff Bodine today. Good way of trying to break the line of the fellow behind you. It's just a... Here's Waltrip, keeps him straight, but he keeps on tapping. Now Waltrip on the inside. Side by side. Down to the inside.
Oh!
4 cars. There it goes.
There's Bodine into the fence. Joe Ruttman spins around. Who's going to win the race? Where's Kyle Petty? Kyle Petty is slowed down. He's going slow.
Caution is
Kyle
out.
Petty's going to win the race.
397. I think Kyle's going to take it home.
Joe Ruttman gets going again. I think he's going to run second.
Car number 3 comes around. All beaten up. Wild finish here at Richmond.
Earnhardt's got his car going again, but Kyle Petty has passed him while he was sitting over there. Joe Ruttman has passed him.
Joe Ruttman is all beaten up. Look at the back of Ruttman's car. Caution is on the racetrack. Take a look at number 11. There's number 7 that came through that calamity up here on the last lap. Coming down, Harold Kinder, flag in hand, and Kyle Petty, who watched it all. Checkered flag is coming out, I believe, right now. They're only showing 398 complete, but I believe that's 400. The checkers are down. Kyle Petty has won it. And we want to look again at exactly what happened up here in turn number 3. There's going to be some tempers after this one.
Body moves up on the leading rookie in the race, Alan Kulwicki, who gives plenty of room to the race leader. Again, goes flying into turn number 3. Last chance, but he's high up in the groove. Labonte comes off turn number 4, and Labonte will face the checkered flag and win the Goodwrench 500. Harry Gant finishes second. Richard Petty is third.
By. I don't believe he can slipstream by. I don't think he can draft by. I think he has to get him in the turn. They are going into the last turn. This is Earnhardt's last chance. As you can see, he can attack, but can he get by?
Checkered flag is out and ready. Morgan Shepherd's never seen one before in a super speedway race. Here is the checkered flag, and there is Morgan Shepherd's first super speedway victory. And there is the celebration in Morgan Shepherd's pit. And this was a quite unexpected accomplishment. 44-year-old Morgan Shepherd of Conover, North Carolina.
Just a half a lap. He's on the back straightaway, going in turn 3. He can almost smell the checkered flag from here.
Off the 4th corner, Rusty Wallace wins the Valleydale 500 and his first Winston Cup race ever. He already has his hand outside of the side of the car, saluting and waving. Earnhardt crosses the stripe under the checkered, but the car is just barely moving. And Ricky Rudd and Darrell Waltrip, who were battling also for position. Ricky Rudd wins 2nd position and Waltrip 3rd.
Bobby Allison in 3rd. I don't believe that Neil is going to be able to catch Bobby. They come off of corner number 4. There is the 3rd place, Bobby Allison. Dale Earnhardt is on the main straightaway and accepts the checkered flag and wins the Trans-South 500. Waltrip finishes 2nd, Bobby Allison 3rd, and Neil Bonnet winds up 4th. Well, fine. This long race has come to an end, and a well-deserved victory by Dale Earnhardt.
You think it was a long race for you. What about Dale Earnhardt? All the races that he's been in, and there they are congratulating each other. Waltrip and Earnhardt waving to the fans. But it's been a long time for Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt, his last victory came September 22nd, 1985. He's the guy that started the 11 races.
Come off the 2nd corner and down the backstretch. Earnhardt lengthens his lead to about 5 car lengths. They're in turn 3. Now turn 4, off the corner. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400. Rudd finishes 2nd. Here comes Bodine in 3rd, then Waltrip, and then Joe Ruttman. And the Wrangler crew celebrates a victory. Dale Earnhardt has won his 2nd consecutive Winston Cup race. Last weekend at Darlington on the High Bank Super Speedway, and now on the short track here at North Wilkesboro.
Started his career in go-karts as a youth, progressed to the Winston Cup division, and he got his first Winston Cup victory right here
in Martinsville, and this is his first victory of the year. 1986 hasn't treated Ricky Rudd kindly. His first victory, but we saw him take the checkered flag and get his first victory. Bud Moore on the radio being congratulated by Wayne Torrance of Goodyear.
Well, Wayne probably took some of Bud's money on the golf course yesterday. Bud will win a bunch back today, $40,800 to the Motorcraft Ford team of veteran car owner, 60-year-old Bud Moore, and his young driver from Virginia, Ricky Rudd.
It is still Earnhardt staying in 2nd position and Baker in 3rd. Let's see if Dale Earnhardt will make the move to the inside and slingshot at the end of the backstretch going into turn number 3. Yes, he does. He moves alongside Bobby Allison, and Dale Earnhardt takes Allison high in turn number 4. They're still side by side as they come by turn number 4. They're onto the trioval, and Bobby Allison still has the lead. I don't think Dale Earnhardt is going to do it. It appears as if, yes, Bobby Allison wins the Winston 500. Wins here at Talladega. Dale Earnhardt
make the pass. He did get by Bobby, like I suspected. I didn't think the leader could lead the entirety of the last lap, but Dale went into number 3 just a little too hard. Bobby held his line on the high side and was able to get around. He kept the momentum. Dale had to give up the momentum when he went underneath Bobby, and Bobby Allison is back with a capital B.
Coast home to victory from here. It will be his first victory of 1986. Here he is in the middle of turn number 3 now. On to turn number 4, the banking here in Atlanta. Elliott comes off of the 4th corner, sees the checkered flag waving from Harold Kinder, and there it is. Bill Elliott has won the Winston. Finishing in 2nd position is Dale Earnhardt. Crossing the line in 3rd position, and we'll be watching for him to come off of corner number 4 will be Harry Gant. There's 2nd place, Dale Earnhardt. Harry Gant finishes 3rd. And look at this battle. Waltrip is going to finish 4th. Let's see who finishes 5th as Bonnet almost loses it low on the racetrack, and Yarborough gets it.
Whoa! Will Bonnet almost lost it. Did he go for that? He went for it as hard as he could go.
So congratulations to Bill Elliott, who has put it all together here this weekend, leading all bonus laps, totaling $40,000 plus the win, which pays $200,000. The victory was about a 3.5-second margin over Dale Earnhardt. So did Bobby Allison, but this man has pretty much had control since lap number 64, and it appears as if Benny Parsons will march to victory in the Atlanta Invitational and pick up $75,000. Here comes the Copenhagen Oldsmobile off of turn number 4. He sees the checkered flag, and he gets it. Benny Parsons wins.
And not only does he pick up $75,000 for a victory here, but he gains entrance to next year's Winston race. He goes into that field as the first one.
Yeah, he does. And I think the interesting thing here would be to get a camera down there and see how Tim and Dave Marcus communicate with each other.
And they're just sitting, just waiting. I'll bet you that they jump over the wall when the race is over. Way on bet. Another person happy is his wife, Kathy. But nobody's going to say it's over till he gets that checkered flag, which he will get from Harold Kinder right now. Jeff Bodine. What did I tell you about the crew? They all jumped over the wall then. Well, they deserve a big hand in there.
In the middle of the back straightaway, our battle for 2nd place again is Richmond and Yarborough. Is Yarborough still running 3rd? Heading into turn 3, it's Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt looks like he can coast home now to the Coca-Cola 600 victory. Earnhardt, the crowd is on its feet and waving as Earnhardt now on the front straightaway. The checkered flag is out. Dale Earnhardt wins this race, and it's going to be Tim Richmond who takes 2nd from Cale Yarborough. Yarborough will finish 3rd. An exciting finish for 2nd place. Harry Gant is 4th. Darrell Waltrip is 5th. And congratulations to Dale Earnhardt. You see the excitement in the pits down there as Dale Earnhardt has just won the Coca-Cola 600.
And a jubilant Wrangler crew as Tim Richmond will pull up alongside Dale Earnhardt to congratulate his young friend, as Earnhardt now waving to the crowd, some 150,000 strong here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as Richmond signals him to congratulate his friend. Earnhardt picks up the 3rd victory of the year in the 1986 season.
But now it looks as if Richmond has opened up a little bit. But the lap car coming up, that could play a role in the next couple of feet. Look at this. Big problems in turn number 9. It is J.D. McDuffie, Harry Gant, and Michael Waltrip. And oh, Lord, in turn number 1, Jerry Labonte has driven through a concrete wall. We'll get back to that in a moment, but let's not forget, the caution will come out, but the leaders will race to the flag. So down the back straightaway they come. It's still a race for these guys. There is Darrell Waltrip's wife, Stevie, very concerned. They're going to come around turn 9 and race to this flag. Let's see what happens. It is Tim Richmond with the advantage. Darrell Waltrip, this race will undoubtedly finish under yellow. So this is the last lap. Richmond got down a little bit too low. Richmond now with both inside wheels off into the dirt. Now he goes a little high. That's get over the door for Darrell Waltrip. Sideways is Richmond. Look at this. This will be the finish of the race. It is Darrell Waltrip. To know that yellow is going to stay out, look at Jimmy Johnson's crew. An incredible move. What a pass sideways by Darrell Waltrip underneath Tim Richmond coming off turn 9. An incredible pass. The last few feet of this race under green. The caution is out, and as you said, Steve Evans, it'll doubtlessly finish under the caution. A dejected Tim Richmond crewman watching his man lose it in the last few feet with a daring pass, a brilliant pass by this man, number 11, Darrell Waltrip.
And Harold Kinder holds up the full hand. 5 laps to go.
Trouble in turn 1. That's Buddy Arrington's car from Martinsville, Virginia, that pirouettes to a stop down in turn 1. Arrington spins the wheels, gets it going again, gets up on the racetrack, and oh, Morgan Shepherd piles into Arrington. Harry Gant's car just obliterates the left side of Arrington's machine. And it looked like Jeff Bodine may have gotten a piece of that as well as Morgan Shepherd went by.
And the mangled Race Hill Farmers Buick, now Morgan Shepherd, sits on the outside of the track. Heavy damage on that car. Both the front and rear end are shoved in.
Here's the race back to the caution flag, and likely this will be for the win, as Richmond takes the caution flag well ahead of Dale Earnhardt. A severe 3-car accident in turn number 1. It'll be very difficult to get that cleaned up.
And the panel sweatshirts efforts, the Ford Thunderbird for Buddy Arrington, sits there on the apron in turn 1.
Almost $30,000, and it will pay him a pile of Winston Cup points, 175 or so. So it will be a good day for Dale Earnhardt. A better day for Tim Richmond.
And Harold Kinder unfurls the checkered flag for Tim Richmond, and they're awfully happy in the Folgers pit.
Doug Rickard of the Neil Bonnet crew congratulating Cheech Gardy, former modified racer and now one of the tire changers on Richmond's car. As this race has concluded under the caution flag.
Move, he needs to be up beside of him right now, or inching up beside of him, and he hasn't caught him yet.
Rolls up. 15-car lengths right there.
He moves in closer as he goes into the turn. He's really going to have to get some acceleration off of this turn if he's going to do it.
Coming down for the finish. Out of the 4th turn last time. Gant goes all the way to the wall. Tries to find anything with which to pull a slingshot. It's not to be had. And car number 9, Bill Elliott, wins his first race of 1986. He's 3rd in a row in the Michigan 400. Harry Gant with an amazing comeback from disaster a week ago places 2nd. And steaming across the finish line in 3rd, Jeff Bodine with Buddy Baker driving a beautiful 4th. Ernie Elliott walking out along with the crew, scoring their first win. Elliott's 15th super speedway victory on oval tracks of 1 mile or more in length.
Right now, Allison is following him, might be able to slipstream past. It doesn't matter. Allison not in a position to win, a lap back. And in fact, Allison looking gentlemanly to me, not actually making a bid on Richmond. Richmond looking good.
No one seems to be emerging from the pack for a last-minute challenge. Richmond into the tri-oval. Richmond across the finish line. The checkered flag to win the 28th running of the Firecracker 400. His 6th win, 5 of them on super speedways. We had rain, we had yellows, we had a couple of crashes, some nifty driving and mistakes by some important veterans.
Yes, and we saw the mixture of aggression on the part of Richmond, tempered with good sense and an awful lot of talent. A good mixture to win this race.
Rudd, Waltrip, and Allison to close up a bit on the 2 leaders. They're headed for the tunnel turn. Jeff Bodine says it's not over until it's over. I've got another shot up in turn 3, so Bodine getting ready to make his move. He wants to pull the trigger, but Richmond has the advantage. 1.2 miles of racing left to go. Here's Bodine to the inside. Jeff Bodine takes it away in the short chute. The lead has already changed hands twice on this last lap. Bodine to the inside. Richmond is up alongside. If they come off the turn dead even, it'll be the drag race down the straightaway. Here's Ricky Rudd. Rudd drafts off Bodine and jumps to the inside. They leave Bodine in their wake, and it's Richmond and Rudd across the finish in a virtual dead heat. I couldn't call it. I couldn't either. I tell you, what a run by Ricky Rudd. Where did he come from? I think as Bodine and Richmond were side by side down the short chute, they broke a big enough hole in the wind that Rudd was able to draft right up behind them.
several hundred feet per second. That's now on its way to be developed. But the NASCAR officials in the control tower have indicated that Tim Richmond is to be sent to victory lane as the unofficial winner, pending a review of the photo finish camera.
Meanwhile, they're going to race to the line to decide it here this afternoon. Allison's car destroyed. They're racing down the back straightaway. Rick Hyde just a minute. Going down into turn number 3. The field battling to take it home this afternoon. Out in front, it's still Dillon. Rusty Wallace is there. Tim Richmond. Here they come driving for the finish. This will go down as the all-time incredible finish at Talladega. On the outside, Wallace moving. Dillon stays first. Richmond drops on the inside in the 25 to the tri-oval. Here they come for the line. Dillon wins it. Almost a dead heat for second. Again, the best I tell you, I think you said 8 before this thing started. Car number 8, Bobby Hillin, at 22 years of age, has won the $500,000. Talladega 500. Bobby Allison getting out of his car. The in-car camera is still working after that terrible crash. I tell you, in the last 10 laps, I would have changed it and taken Bobby Allison.
Down the backstretch for the final time. It's still about a 1-second lead for Tim Richmond, but he's looking very, very strong. He's in corner number 7. Tim Richmond is about to win the Budweiser at the Glen. He raises his hands, comes off the 7th corner, gets a little bit sideways. The back tire's off the course, but it doesn't make any difference. Tim Richmond has won the Budweiser at the Glen. Finishing second was Darrell Waltrip, and third place went to Dale Earnhardt, fourth to Bill Elliott, and unofficially in 5th place was Neil Bonnet in an outstanding performance here this afternoon after having some serious questions about his physical ability to go this entire distance, but he does, and Neil Bonnet finishes 5th.
Now has Earnhardt glued to his rear deck. Will he use the draft? Richmond moves down and tries to break the draft. It's still 2 car lengths between Richmond and Waltrip.
Tim Richmond threw some dirty air back there to Darrell Waltrip, trying to gain the advantage. It seemed to work. Waltrip's got a problem. He's out of the throttle. He will finish third. Meanwhile, Elliott is hurtling towards the start-finish line. He will win the Champion Spark Plug 400 for an unprecedented 4th victory consecutively here at Michigan International Speedway. Finishing in second will be Tim Richmond. He comes across the stripe. Third spot will go to Darrell Waltrip. Fourth to Jeff Bodine and Dale Earnhardt. 1 lap off the pace will take down the 5th position. Boy, unbelievable.
What a finish, Jackie, and a popular victory. The people are standing and cheering. 100,000 plus here at Michigan International Speedway. Wave as Bill Elliott puts that left hand out the window, that Coors Ford, and waves to Tim Richmond as the cars go by. Waltrip signals and congratulates Bill Elliott on his win.
So, Bill Elliott has set a new standard in the NASCAR record books. 4 consecutive times. He has tasted the champagne of victory lane here at Michigan International Speedway. He is now 5 for 7 here at MIS. Boy, when it comes to Michigan, it should be called Elliott International Speedway. He's been victorious this afternoon.
Here, he sets the car into turn number 3 on the high side of Mike Waltrip. His brother, and here they come off the 4th corner. It's Darrell Waltrip winning the Push 500. Terry Labonte crosses the line, finishes in 2nd place. Jeff Bodine is going to be 3rd, a lap down, and then Dale Earnhardt and Harry Gant, unofficially in 4th and 5th.
At the top of the show, we said that this seems to be one of the first of the late season races that may be one of the pivotal points in the championship race for the Winston Cup. And I think we saw tonight Waltrip taking a stride.
Jeff Bodine running out of fuel with Bill Elliott losing control and scraping the wall, giving up the lead to Tim Richmond, who is the pole sitter. Here comes Tim Richmond for the checkered flag in the Southern Southern 500 off of turn number 4. Here he is. Tim Richmond wins the Southern 500, the 37th annual running of this race. Bill Elliott finishes Bobby Allison finishes second. Bill Elliott third. Morgan Shepherd fourth. There's a celebration of the Harry Hyde crew.
Today, Tim Richmond's best finish in the Southern 500 was a second in 1984. He's bettered that this afternoon, though, hasn't he?
Earnhardt in the 3, Morgan Shepherd in the 75, Richard Petty and Neil Bonnet, Joe Ruckman in order. Looks as though Tim Richmond's going to make it his here today, appropriately in Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond takes the checker flag in the second place. It's Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt.
We don't see it on camera, but Earnhardt has second place.
Morgan Shepherd finishes third. Richard Petty fourth. Neil Bonnet fifth. But there he is, Tim Richmond, with his 6th win of this 1986 Winston Cup season. Jerry Punch making his way to victory lane. He'll be part of the celebration shortly. But Harry Hyde playing the odds again. Got that lap back, and Tim Richmond has yet another victory.
They ought to arrest Tim Richmond because he's stealing. He's absolutely stealing.
Cup finish in NASCAR this year because it's kind of spread out, but it certainly has been a typical race. There's been more excitement here than's been generated in a lot of the others. It's been an exciting race, and Rudd right now, you know, his heart's beating fast, and maybe a tear in his eye because they really need it. Look at the crew.
Yeah, he took the checkered. He took the checkered. The crew deserves a lot of credit. Ricky Rudd, the Delaware 500 champion, one of many leaders today, and he was the one who took the checkered flag.
Traffic in front of the lead 2 cars. There's Alan Kulwicki up there, but he will move to the inside, and Rusty Wallace will try to hold off Jeff Bodine as they run that final lap.
Off turn number 4 with race traffic ahead. Bodine will not likely have a chance to make a move, and it is Rusty Wallace taking the checkered flag here in Martinsville. The 2nd win of the Winston Cup season for the Alligaard Racing Team, the Blue Max folks. And it was done with all due respect to Rusty Wallace, who there will get the accolades from Jeff Bodine. It was done on pit road.
I tell you, Jimmy Maycar, Todd Parrott, Barry Dodson, the crew down there, of course, Harold Elliott, they have got to feel awfully good about putting their driver in victory lane. They were as much a part of that as was Rusty Wallace.
Comes out of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Waltrip going into turn number 3 on this 5/8-mile semi-banked oval, looking for his 3rd win of 1986. Darrell Waltrip coming down to collect win number 70, and Jeff Bodine has the 2nd place. So Darrell Waltrip has accomplished, I believe,
100-yard advantage over Harry Gadd in the Skull Bandit automobile. Well, I certainly hope he and Richard Childress, bookkeeper up in Mooresville and over in Winston-Salem, have got their books out and are ready to reel in some big bucks from this weekend in Charlotte. Here comes Earnhardt. He drives low this time, Ken. Here he is. He still has about a 1.5 seconds over Harry Gadd. Checkered flag about to come out, and the winner of the Oakwood Homes 500 is Dale Earnhardt. Finishing in 2nd will be Harry Gadd. The interval between 1st and 2nd, 1 and 87/100ths of a second. 1.8, the difference of 1. Margin of victory, 1.9 seconds. Battle though, Kim, between Baker and Bodine. Bodine has caught him. He looks to the inside as they come out turn 4. Here they come for their 5th position. Bodine is there. Baker trying to hold him off to the line. And it will be the Crisco Oldsmobile by 1 car length over Bodine in that fight that brought them down to the 5th finishing position today. Baker persevering for 5th position.
If it all hangs together. Beautiful race for Bonnet today, and what a surprise. A good surprise for Neil Bonnet. Here he is for Tim Brewer and company, who had a disappointing season. Great way to come back. Neil Bonnet wins his 16th Winston Cup race by 2.5 seconds over the Ford Thunderbird. Ricky Rudd, Darrell Waltrip will complete today in 3rd. Harry Gadd is in 4th, and Buddy Baker is in 5th. It's been a race of surprises, but aren't they all?
They sure are, and the biggest position of all is Dale Earnhardt able to get back to 6th spot, so Darrell Waltrip only gains 15 points on him.
second position in this race may be out of fuel. Dale Earnhardt is on the backstretch. He won Rookie of the Year in 1979. He came back the next year and won the Winston Cup in 1980. And now, Dale Earnhardt at Atlanta, Georgia on a Sunday afternoon in November wins the Atlanta Journal 500 and wins the Winston Cup for the second time in his career. Dale Earnhardt is champion. And the pit crew goes wild just in front of us down on pit road. Everybody congratulating the Richard Childress team. Crew members hugging each other and congratulating each other as Dale Earnhardt slows down on the racetrack and receives congratulations from his fellow drivers. Rick Wilson pulls alongside and salutes.
Waltrip looks like he's on his way into that second place in the standings. The last time into turn number 9. Tim Richmond there, Dale Earnhardt second. Jeff Bodine in third, Darrell Waltrip in fourth. But Tim Richmond riding just an incredible finish to this 1986 season. He's coming on to win it. It won't be enough to give him second place in the standings, but it certainly will help his pocketbook. To the line, across for the checkers, Tim Richmond victorious. In second, Dale Earnhardt. Third is Jeff Bodine. Fourth, Darrell Waltrip. And fifth, Joe Ruttman this afternoon. The sixth position to Bobby Allison, and finishing in seventh, Bobby Hillin. That should be enough, and there may be a change in that. Bobby Hillin may go up to sixth position.
Bobby Hillin passed his teammate Bobby Allison going in turn 9 on the last lap.
And there's Tim Richmond, your winner. We'll get an opportunity to meet with him in just a moment in victory lane after this thundering victory for the Hendrick Racing Stable. Hillin up to congratulate the champion. You'll meet him soon.